probably blast people's eardrums as they come in. Everyone, welcome. Everyone's rolling in.
Welcome.
Get pumped up.
Compliments of Steezy for the sweet jams to intro in.
Oh, yes. I told Scott ahead of time, look out, everybody. We got Red Bull today. We've got Bruno Mars. I mean, it's going to be a good time.
Another great Bruno Mars story. So we did training camp back in March. We created the training camp playlist. That has now been on repeat playing at the Rutz household. My girls, literally last night at dinner, Adley, our 6-year-old's like, so we're definitely having a dance party tonight in the living room. And that the song that they want to listen to is Uptown Funk. And so we have to go through the whole playlist dancing in the living room. So
that's fun. Amazing. Oh, Scott, will you drop in I don't know if you have easy access to it, to drop in that playlist?
Yep, I'll grab that. While I'm doing that, in the chat, if everyone can post where they're tuning in from, we'd love to see geographically where everyone's at. So go ahead and post that up. We'd love to see that.
So one's New Orleans, Puerto Rico,
Maryland. Phoenix, Jersey. Oh man, they're coming in fast now.
Oh no. Hey, there was Nebraska. I saw Nebraska really quick code through. Alabama, Colorado Springs. There's Chicago. That's what I was looking for. Good old Chi-Town. There's another. Iowa. Nice neighbors. Jersey. Lots of jerseys.
Colorado. San Diego. San Antonio. Nova Scotia. Cool. Welcome. Tucson, California, Florida, Pittsburgh, Illinois, UK. Welcome, Karen.
Oh, yes.
Good evening to you.
Oh, all over the place. Man, okay, every time we do this, I just get so thankful that you all are coming to watch our show, this webinar. It's so exciting. And I've been telling Scott, I'm like, dude, I love these webinars. These are probably some of my favorite ones where we just talk about, social media, love social media, marketing. It's my favorite ones. It's gonna be so awesome. Oh yeah, and Scott just posted the training camp playlist. So that is in there.
Enjoy. Jam out the rest of your day on that.
Oh, yes.
Now, before we get much further, I have to say this is a bittersweet webinar because Stephanie, don't worry. I don't want to relieve your fears. She's not leaving Travify. She is moving to Chicago this weekend. So any of our attendees today that live in Chicago, please give Steezy a warm welcome. Send her a deep dish pizza slice or a hot dog that she may splurge and eat.
I pescatarian, but hot dogs are my weakness. That's the thing that gets me.
You'll make an exception on that. You'll break your rules. Yes.
Yes.
Well, and a Chicago dog, that's worth it. I will literally, no matter what time of day, when I'm passing through O'Hare or Midway, and I can stop at like the Portillo's or one of the really good like Chicago dog places and just get the most monster, disgusting hot dog. I get it, no matter what.
Put it all on, except for no ketchup. That's the thing, right? No ketchup.
Yeah, I can't remember if I did that last time or not.
Yeah, that's what you're not supposed to do.
But I get the peppers
no
and
ketchup,
everything.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ann, for clearing that up. Luminati's, that's a good one, Lynn.
Guess what? Someone asked, I will live right next. I don't know how many there are, but I'm living right next to one. So excited. Nice. Oh, it's going to be the next webinar. I'm just going to have like a giant slice deep dish that I was eating.
Just all over. Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be awesome. Oh, it's going to be.
Oh, and Ann's now saying Giordano's. So.
Well, we might have to and also side note, I really want to have a Travify meetup someday. So everybody stay tuned.
Yep. There we go.
Maybe we'll taste test all the pizzas.
Yeah. Have a taste off. So
I love that. Oh man. So good. I love it. Okay. But we could just talk about Chicago things and the popcorn. I meant to say that because someone mentioned, yes, cannot forget the popcorn. It's very good. But I am super pumped again to be chatting with my good friend Scott here on social media. Scott is a big marketing guy because just to quickly introduce ourselves, if this is the first time.
Allow myself to introduce myself.
Yeah, let me introduce. So I'm Stephanie. Nice to meet you all. Marketing and education coordinator at Travify. But Scott here though is, well, founding team member, which is really cool. But marketing, I just like to call you a marketing guru, but also sales too. You do sales, marketing.
Don't oversell it. I don't want to disappoint people, but
well, just saying, he knows his stuff.
Oh, Stephanie said he's like really good at marketing, but he doesn't know anything. It's really disappointing.
What does he do there?
What do you do here, Scott?
What do we do here? Well, you're going to see for yourself that Scott knows some things. These are a lot of some of his tips in here. So tips and tricks that you will be getting. So it's going to be really awesome. And that's what we're going to do today. So we're going to go through, we narrowed it down. It was really hard, but we narrowed it down to 10 because we don't want to like put too much out there, but we want just enough so that you can pick and choose what you think will work best for you. But the best thing is with all these tips that we're going to go through, they're all examples. Basically, we'll have a lot of them have multiple examples, honestly, with each of them. So they literally are going to be that something, an idea that you can take and run with, because we all know social media, it's huge and it's very, very important if you decide to utilize it. And especially with just the past couple of years, it's, a big important way for many advisors to stay in touch with their clients and keep them updated on everything. So it's just really important. So yeah, that's why again, social media, awesome. And most of these too are also pretty much for any platform. Some of them will be a little more specific for like Instagram or Facebook, but they're all pretty much, you can craft them to work for any of your favorite platforms that you use. So it's going to be really great. But before I dive into everything, I do just want to, we always like to quickly go over this. If this is your first time joining Travify Academy, so you know that we have Travify as a software tool for travel advisors, but Travify Academy, which is what this webinar is here today, is separate from that, where literally this whole point of Travify Academy is to have webinars and educational content that's free and really resourceful for you that can help you grow your business. Because Travify's mission is to power the success of travel professionals. So we created Travify Academy to help that. So, we give you a really cool tool to use, which we don't typically bring into webinars, but you might see it here today. But it's really just a way in the industry as a whole to just really help you grow your business. So that is why we are here today. So Travify Academy is great. And if you go to academy.travify.com, you'll get to see all of the past webinars. We have a podcast. Check that out. All kinds of content on there. So definitely recommend checking that out. The other thing too, before I dive in here is one, this is being recorded. So it's always probably the biggest question. So recorded, yes, I can see it recording. I promise, because that has happened before. So
that is the number one question we always get.
Yeah,
is this being recorded?
Yeah. Yep. So we always record them and we'll put them on our YouTube channel. So just give us a couple hours and we'll put them on our YouTube channel. And you'll be able to check those out there. So you'll be able to go back to it, share it with a colleague, whatever you need to do, you'll be able to see that. And then the other thing I was going to mention too is with questions. I know that Scott's usually he helps with the questions while I chit chat away. So thank you, Scott, for being in there, helping. But we will hopefully get to many of the questions. We might not get to all of them because we do get a lot. So please do use that Q&A. Feel free to use the chat too, but the Q&A is a little easier for us to manage when we're in there. And so definitely put those questions in there and we'll try to get, help out as much as we can there. If we don't though, just know that we do have a support team ready. If you email us at professional@travify.com or chat us in your account. And if there's any specific question, they can share it with us and we can get back to you personally and answer those questions for you. But am I missing anything? We ready to do this thing?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Right.
I'm feeling it.
Oh yeah, let me just take a little sip of this Red Bull.
just pound the whole thing and slam it on the desk.
By tip number 10, I'll be like, every tip, take a drink. Yeah. That's a good one. Might have to try that sometime.
Okay.
Okay, so here we go. So there's 10 of them. You ready? Here's the first idea. And so this is going to give you a good idea of where we're going here today. So the first one is share reviews to your favorite places and experiences. We put this one first because honestly, this is probably like one of the easiest ones that you can be doing because you go to these places and you get to see, fam trips or your own travels, all of that good stuff. And an example that I threw in here, I love this. So our good friend Lorraine Simpson, she's been on Academy webinars before, and she does a lot of this. So I follow her on Instagram, and I really like how she does this. She just makes these really quick, easy videos, like literally just with her phone when she's traveling, nothing crazy and elaborate. Like you can see here, this one she did, it was just a staycation. So you don't have to get really extreme and be like, oh, I need to go travel to get this content. You might not need to leave that far from your own backyard, or just, it could be anything like in your hometown, all that good stuff. She also did one like at a hotel, just a hotel in there. So I love this idea. It's really cool.
It's also one of the easiest, if you don't feel super savvy with social media, it's one of the easiest to start getting into it. Because inevitably, just because as a travel advisor, you're going to be going on fam trips, you are going to be traveling, it's the easiest and quickest way in little bite-sized portions to be able to start to kind of establish your expertise with your social media following, with your audience, et cetera. But then also to highlight places that you've gone, that you do have definitive experience on specific destinations and things like that. If you're a specialist, say you specialize in wine tours in Tuscany or something like that, that's where you need to really dig into some of that expertise and let your audience know that's what you specialize in, and you can offer expertise that they can't get anywhere else. So I love this one because you can start small and work your way into much, much more in depth and offer a lot of great content that really immerses your audience and potential clients that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the one thing I always like to mention too, because since we are, a lot, many of you have been traveling a lot in the past couple of years, but some of you might still be getting back into it. So don't be afraid to repurpose old stuff too. It doesn't have to be like brand new. I mean, you could just still show all that. So I always like to mention that, like, remember the repurposing your old stuff too. So, okay. So that was tip 1. And here we go. Tip 2. These are so good. So this next one is collaborate with a supplier. So this is a good one. And let us tell you that we usually typically hear the suppliers really want to work with you. It's a win-win situation for you both to work together in this. So there's a ton of different ways that you can do this too. Just reach out to your BDM or your supplier partner and just ask them, like, what can we do together? There's like, you can host a giveaway with them, share video. I love, this one's really cool. This one was, or Scott, I'll let you mention this one because I remember you had found this one last year.
Yeah, I thought this was in the peaks of COVID when everything shut down. You literally could not get in or out of certain countries due to COVID travel restrictions. And Cuvée, their team used Travify pre-COVID they reached out to all of their destination partners and asked them just to write a quick message, on a sheet of paper, poster board, and then take a photo and send that to them so that they could feature it on their website, just to kind of highlight their operations are still there, still working, and that they're looking forward to welcoming guests in the future. I thought that was a brilliant way just to collaborate with your, with any of your travel partners, DMCs, on-sites, tour operators, whoever it might be in destination, just to show that connection that you can really hold hands with that operator and with the client and make those connections along the way. But also think about, if you're going on fam trips anytime in the future, think about the partners, the tour operators, the destination partners that you'll be interacting with and meeting while in that fam trip, and ask them, hey, could we shoot a quick video so that I can introduce you to some of my clients, some of the services that we collaborate on and work on, all of those things. Then you don't have to post it immediately. Hold on to that content. You can release that over time in the future, but build those relationships. If you're going to conferences, talk to your BDMs and other suppliers that they're there, and just start brainstorming some ideas of how you could collaborate and create some content for social media together.
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing that I wanted to show too, because this is a new thing that came out, might have been a little recent, but I learned this from a guest on our podcast. She told me about this, and I was like, "Whoa, this is really cool." If you are using Instagram, there's actually a way that you can add a collaborator really easily in Instagram. So if you want to work with a supplier and you want to post some photos or videos with Instagram, there's a really easy way that you can just make it so then that way when someone's scrolling through, they'll see your name that posted it, but it'll also see the supplier, and then it'll also post it on their feed as well. And it's really easy to do. I just wanted to make a screenshot to show you how this works. But when you put a new picture in there, and you get down to the end after editing it and putting your description and all that, you can say tag people just like you normally would. But now there's the option that says invite collaborator. And then what you'll need to do, so you can see in this example, sorry, the picture's not that pretty, it's of grass. But you can see I tagged Travify. And so it's just now it's tagged them, but it's once they accept it as a collaborator, it will then say that I am sharing this post with Travify and vice versa. So it's just a really easy way to gain more exposure. So it's just so easy. It's really cool to me that, these platforms are making it easier for you to collaborate, which tells us that it's really valuable when you do collaborate because you have more eyes seeing you. So just want to show you that little bonus tip there because really awesome, very easy to do. Just make sure you tell them that you're doing it so that way they can accept it right away as well. But okay, so now for our third tip. The third one is hosting a Facebook Live event. This one, we brought this one up before, but it's so easy to do and really impactful. So I think this is really cool because it's just a really easy way just to, it's free. You just hop onto Facebook Live and you can do a lot of different things. You can do, bring in a supplier or collaborator like we were just talking about. You could do that. You could choose a topic. I mean, it could be 5 minutes in length and just say, hey, I'm just going to update you on the latest travel news. Cause we all know that's just constantly changing. So that's a great thing. Or if you want to talk about the travel that you're currently on, maybe you're on a cruise ship and you just want to quickly check in with your clients. There's so many things and you can make it a really quick event. I love this example. Again, good friend Lisa Fitzgerald, she was hosting, putting together a group river cruise. And so this was also during COVID. So maybe now you might be able to get together, but if you still have, clients all over, it's, all over the US or the globe, it's really a great way to still have this virtual connection that you can just get on, learn more about it. And it's just interactive, really, at the end of the day, is what's so valuable about it.
Yeah, whether you're doing it virtual or doing it live, lots of different options with this, and lots of really creative ideas that we see out there. Whether it be, a very casual get together, like a wine tasting at a local spirit store, or maybe you want to gather together some of your audience or followers to participate in a charity event or something where you're not actively selling something, but it's a great way to engage and stay in touch with people outside of a pure sales transactional context. So lots of different ways. Definitely what I would recommend, there's so many great Facebook groups, whether it's a host agency you're a part of, or whether it's other types of associations or informal groups and things like that. Reach out and just ask people to share, what are types of live events that you've done in the past with potential clients that were really helpful, whether it was a direct, like an actual sales pitch at the event, or it's just a way to engage, participate in the community, something like that. Just ask for ideas.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. I like that, asking for the ideas in there too. And actually, that's not something that we added in this list, but another one that I just want to highlight real quick is the creating a Facebook group. That's a really good idea too for a lot of these that you can, get what are they looking for? What kind of content do they want? You can literally just ask because especially you're the expert, so they really do actually want your input on a lot of things. So great tip there. Okay, so this next one, I love all these ones, but this one's really good. So this one I've been seeing come up a lot more with with agents online is sharing a downloadable item. It could be so simple. So we have some ideas here. So you could use, okay, well, not to toss in Travify, but you could create an itinerary in Travify, which I've seen that a lot. Many users will do this. They'll create like top things to do. So you're not given, everything, all of your expertise, but you're giving them a taste that what you're doing, or your expertise. So, and you can also do, you can share that link for those of you who are familiar with the Travify product, that you can share a URL link. So you could share that, very simple. You can also download the PDF version of that itinerary and then just share that PDF. So it is literally a PDF document. You can do it that way. Another really cool example that I have found is, so Penny Cooper, she was on an Academy webinar previously about email marketing, and I love what she does. So her team focuses on Disney. So from Embrace the Magic Travel, and she created this guide. So she created this guide that's 5 easy steps where, just put this together, and now it just lives out there on her site. So that way she can just share it on social media and be like, click here to download this free guide. You can obviously do like a sign up to grab emails if you want as well. But what I like about this though, is these are actually not too hard to create. They look like they could be, really just harder to put together. But if you use a tool like Canva, I know I've seen it there. It's actually pretty easy to put together, and they'll have templates, and I'm sure there's many other sites out there, but they are available. So definitely recommend, and you can do these. Like, it's really cool.
And Stephanie touched on this. Just want to mention, put in one little bug. Don't overlook, if you're a current Travify user, don't overlook all the content you've already created in your account, whether it be destination content, guides, library items. All of that can easily be translated into either a link or into a PDF document that can be downloaded. And again, as Stephanie mentioned, you can share what you want to share. You don't have to give away everything right off the bat with this. Also, for any of you that are looking for ideas to do this, in marketing world, these are called lead magnets. So if you go into Google and search lead magnet ideas, lead magnet strategies, that's what this is. You'll find a lot of great content around that.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. There are tons of them. There's some actually on academy.travify.com. We've done articles before on that. So if you check that out, but one thing too, so this example that I have in here, the top things to do in Paris, that's actually one of our city guides. So you could do that. I mean, you could use a city guide from Travify, and if you want to customize it at all, but very simple. And to the person getting it, they're like, this is amazing. Like, I can't believe that I just got all this information. So really great way to do that. Other ideas too that I didn't mention was like a packing list. I see that one a lot too. All kinds. I mean, the sky's the limit on the different things you could do there. So, okay, so now on to 5. So we're almost halfway through here. So we have the 5th idea is sharing destination information. Now, this one sounds so simple, but I don't feel like sometimes it's utilized. It's something that's so easy to grab because, first of all, you've already got the knowledge. You have all the information, but there's also a lot of stuff out there that you can pull from. So, like, I gave this example. This is with Jet Set Jen, another one of our good friends here at Travify, but she started doing this during the pandemic, where she started doing like reviews of resorts and just, videos here and there. And you don't have to do video content either. You could just do, simple posts and all that. But one of the cool things is utilizing, DMOs and tourism organizations, because they have so much stuff. It's crazy how much amazing, beautiful videos, photos, things they have that you can be sharing, just from that.
Yeah, absolutely. Take it from someone that has worked with many, many, many different DMOs and tourism organizations. Their trade teams love to collaborate with agents, and they are there to support you. That is literally their job description, is to help support the travel trade industry. So reach out to them. They have wealths of content and information that you can utilize. So if you're looking for content, that's a great way to start with. A lot of the, especially the smaller DMOs, think of like a small, region of California that specializes in wine, Visit Calistoga, something like that. They've got people that you can talk to. Joan, I'm making this up. You could talk to Joan at the Visit Calistoga office and ask for, expertise, tips, things like that you can factor in. But then also in the larger teams, when you're talking like Travel Portland, Visit Britain, they literally have people. Their job is to assist travel advisors. So just go to their website, look for Travel Trade, reach out, talk to them. You'd be surprised how helpful they are. But then also just utilize your own expertise, share quick tips, quick factoids, things like that on certain destinations that you specialize in. It's a really great way to further engage clients and have really current content all the time.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. So awesome.
Oh, quick explanation. Everyone loves acronyms that are meaningless to them. So question from Nicole, or no, sorry, from Kim. What is a DMO? Destination Marketing Organization. So DMOs focus more like on a city or a specific destination, where there are tourism teams that focus like on a state, provincial, or country level that are more of a tourism team. And DMO focuses on a specific place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is a good one. That's what here at Travify, there's like DMO, DMC. There's so many.
There are only a few acronyms in every industry. And then you have, so totally.
There's lots of them. Yep. So don't blame you. Yes. So glad we said that. Okay. So that was number 5. Yeah, 5. Okay. 6. Here we go. Idea number 6, share a food recipe inspired by a favorite travel memory. I love this one. This one got very popular during the height of the pandemic. This one was so popular because I don't know about any of you, but I started making so much food, like the sourdough bread phase, all that stuff. So this got really popular, and I don't see why it needs to end when people start getting out of the house again. So I encourage everybody to keep doing this. So I just think this is really cool. And one of the best parts of traveling is the food and drink. And so it's just really amazing to, have these travel inspiration, and you can make it like a Facebook Live event. You could do that, record the video. If you don't want to be, right on the spot, record it. You can record it, make it as a highlight or a TikTok or, all those really things. Again, it can be really easy to make these videos and all that. It doesn't have to be that crazy, not crazy editing, just really simple. And that's the great thing about creating recipes. People want to see it feel real. You're not this Michelin star ref. You might be, and I would love to see all that stuff too. But I just love this one. I think it's a good one, a really easy one to do.
Yeah, really fun, whether it be a full-on make an entree recipe or a simple signature drink recipe that you can teach your audience how to make it. Really, all in all, really easy to content. Don't overcomplicate it. Just have fun with it, and go through making something or sharing a recipe. I've also heard really cool stories, if you want to take it to the next level, of travel advisors partnering and working with a chef or a sommelier from a local restaurant or something to organize a group trip, like literally selling 10, 20 passengers on a group trip for whether it be a river cruise or a specific culinary or type of trip to a specific region of the world. That they're really cool ways that you can collaborate and kind of approach it that way to offer a very, very exclusive experience that they can't get anywhere else.
Mm-hmm. I have to mention too, so Joan she said she did a series of Facebook Lives demonstrating various recipes and then saved them to YouTube. So that's really smart. That's a good idea. She said, I had about 35 people ask why or when is Joan's Kitchen coming back? That's awesome. I love that.
Love it.
That is so cool. Yeah. And she mentioned too, many suppliers have recipes online, which I've seen that too. So you could just take those. That's awesome. Love that. Okay. So yeah, that's a good point though. I highly recommend, again, with the reusing content, make sure you save your stuff and you can post it again later, always recommend that. Okay. So number 7, idea 7 is share reports of your own travels. So Again, this is similar to our first tip of where you can get really creative just on how you show your own, travel and experiences, and all that good stuff. But it's really just, again, to show that you're the expert, and especially that you're out there traveling. Because again, there's so many questions right now of what is it like to travel here right now? Like, do I need to do this? What does it look like? All that good stuff. But so really good there. I love this example too. So Scott found this example, so can't take the credit for this one, but this is really cool. Where this advisor just at Hard Travel just went ahead and made a video. So they're already here at this resort. A lot of advisors, you check out all the resorts, you check out the hotels, make a video of it. You can just use your phone. That's what we've mentioned that before. It doesn't have to get really crazy. It's really easy to do, and then just upload it to YouTube or Facebook or wherever you want to upload it to.
Yeah, and don't be intimidated by this example. I thought this was a great example, but this is pretty polished. They have someone literally down there with like a gyroscope mount for the phone, or a more professional camera. The guide's mic'd up. All of that. Don't be intimidated. This is just a really good example. I've also seen examples where it's literally someone just walking around the resort and their room, the beach, the pool, and just doing some quick commentary on what they're seeing, what it's like, because you'd be surprised how many of your clients just have questions on, like, what is this resort like? What are the rooms like? What's the best building at the resort to be on for oceanfront? Things like that are really helpful. The other thing with this, here's a really great strategy with this. A lot of times when we start talking about sharing your expertise with your clients, many advisors will very quickly in the chat or in Q&A say, I don't want to give away all my expertise. Don't. A great strategy for this is to create quick, short 30-second teasers that you post to Facebook, you post to YouTube, and invite people to join your mailing list or submit some type of form to get the full review for free, but they have to sign up for your mailing list to be able to get access to the full length recording. You can just post that as an unlisted YouTube video so that it doesn't show in your normal feed that anyone can get to, but they would have to have the specific link to be able to access it. And so you would have that 30-second teaser that just walks through, hey, I spent 7 days at this resort, experience X, Y, and Z things, and I want to share with you the top 10 pros and cons of this resort. And so subscribe to my email list and we'll send you the full length video for that. And so then you produce a quick 5-minute video. And by produce, I'm meaning like walk around, record, commentate, share those 5 tips of what you loved about it, what you didn't like about it. And that's the content that they receive. And now you're building your marketing list at the same time without giving everything away, without getting some value back that way.
Yeah, absolutely. And Apollo mentioned too, added a really good point here too, is if you know the person traveling, you could always ask them to do a video for you too. So if you do have a good relationship with your client and, you're not worried to ask them like, hey, while you're there, do you mind just if they like doing that kind of stuff? And that's a really cool, that's another idea on itself too, that you can have reports coming back, not from your own travels, but your client's travels. That's just next level. That's really cool. So I like that. So really awesome there. Okay, so thank you again. See, I told you we need Scott on here because he has really great ideas. That's perfect. Love that. Okay, so here we're going to go to the next one here. Idea 8. All right, so here's where I told you Travify might make its way in. So again, if this is your first time in Academy, we don't always talk about Travify, but we're bringing it in today because Travify is really helpful with social media, and you wouldn't really realize that until you start thinking like, oh yeah, I can make something on there and then share it out there. So that's why we want to bring this idea in, is using Travify's landing page builder to market trips. Now, if you're not familiar with Travify's website builder. So we have a website builder where you can use it to create your own website or a second website. But with that, you can also create just a landing page, which is really just a 1-page standalone site that is for one focus. So in this case, I'm doing the example of marketing like a trip. So you might do it maybe a destination wedding or a promotion that you currently have going on. But I actually have an example here of one of this my pretend river cruise group trip that I put together. And so I created a landing page on Travify. It's really easy to do. And one thing that I would recommend, I am going to or let me drop this in. I'm going to drop something in because again, we won't have the time to go through the landing page builder today, but I have this amazing, oh no, I got ahead. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Let me send this to all attendees. This YouTube link right here, this will take you to another webinar that Scott and I did a couple months ago, and it was called Anatomy of a Landing Page. And actually, we built this trip on it, or this landing page on it. So I highly recommend checking that out. And it's really awesome. But the other thing that I want to show you here is how you do this. So once you build that trip, or sorry, I keep calling trip, but the landing page, what you're going to do is you're going to go in your account and just grab it. So I'm just going to grab this here for you. But I want to show you in real time what this looks like if I were to drop it onto social media. So in this case, I'll use Facebook. So what I'm going to do is I'll just click, this is my builder, and you can see it's an easy, simple drag and drop builder, but I already put this together. And what's great about this too, is I have, the trip, I created an itinerary of this in my Travify account, and you can actually just go ahead and import that into your website builder, into the landing page that you're creating. So it's really easy. We also have forms. So since you can create a form in Travify, you can import that onto a landing page as well. So you can see how all of Travify just really works together there. But what's great though, is once I have this set, I can grab my link. So I just have my link that someone can go to view this beautiful marketing landing page here. Now I'm going to drop this into Travify. So this is, if you go to travify.com, I'm going to drop this in. You will see what this looks like. And this is going to show you how easy this is. So let me grab that link again. And it's going to format beautifully. So I'm just going to drop that in. So you can put your post right here, and then check this out. So we have my title of the page I gave it. I have a little description, the photo it pulled as well. And then I'm just going to post it. And that's all it will do. So then that way, when your clients are looking at this, then they can go ahead and click on it, and it takes them here. And then they'll do, if you might have like a sign up, if you have that form, like at the end that we put, you can have that. So it's really just using social media as the entryway into gathering information, letting them know about things. But it's just so easy. I'm telling you, the moment you get into this landing page builder, you're going to be like, what else can I build in here? Because it's so fun. Lots of things you can do in there.
And a couple quick questions that came in that I'll just answer as we're flowing through here. The landing page builder is included in your subscription with Travify, so there aren't additional costs to that. You can have as many landing pages as you wish. So you can create multiples. You can create a template and copy from that landing page so you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You can also link from your Travify website to your landing pages and things like that. So just wanted to knock out a few of those while we were talking about it.
Perfect. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry to throw all this Travify stuff at you. You're like, wait, hold on. How does this work? So highly recommend checking out that YouTube video, but also our team does trainings and demos. We have lots of videos. So definitely check that out and let us know what questions you have about that. But I'm glad too that Scott mentioned that, because I was going to say you can copy these. So every time that you create a new landing page, you can always just copy. So it's really cool if you want to have a template. So every time that you're getting ready, let's say you promote a new trip every month or something, once a month or whatever it might be. So maybe you can have a template ready to go. So that way you can just quickly drop in that stuff in there. So that's a really cool thing. A great tip in Travify that you can do in there. But okay, so now we're on to the 9. We only have a couple left. It's crazy flying through these. So, okay. So you might've seen when I accidentally clicked, so it took away the pizzazz, but idea number 9 is share interesting cultural facts and history. Now, this one kind of goes back to a couple that we shared, but I just always like to do this because you can get so specific about it's just one fact, and it's a whole post just about one fact. And really great thing is I'm sure you have many of them, many photos, videos that you can share. But this is also where you can use our good old DMOs, destination marketing organizations, tourism organizations, source from them. I went to Morocco. I randomly just was like, who could I use? And I just thought of Morocco. So of course, Morocco has all these countries they have, and there's very specific ones too, lots of them out there. And I just found these really great ones. And I just love how, they take one one picture, a couple pictures, and it's literally just about one thing. I mean, think about how much content you can provide. You can schedule out a content once a week, make it a weekly post. I mean, you could do it daily, but I'm sure lots of if you really want to go that far, you definitely could. But there's just so much, really just showing you how much content you can create there. Okay, here we go. It's the last one. Let me take a sip. And I should know there's still a lot left in here, so not getting too crazy yet at this. But the last tip that we want to talk about is be where your customers are. So this is kind of a little bit of a different tip, but I think it's really important that at the end of the day, we have all these great ideas, but it's also really important for you to think, where does this go to, and what are the best ways for me to share this with clients? So a good example is, do your research of where are most of your clients at? Are most of them on Facebook? Are some of them on TikTok? And I love bringing up TikTok because sometimes I know like TikTok's like, that is scary, but once you get into it, it is gold. It is so good. It is amazing. I mean, it's a learning curve for sure. You definitely have to learn, but it's like that for anything. You have to learn. And I just love this example. It was so perfect. I didn't even I just was randomly looking travel agents and then fell into a hole of Kristen Medina here. And it was so awesome. And I love this example that one of her videos is literally just a travel agency office tour. So it's like, you don't have to, think, oh, when I go on this next fam trip, I'll make sure to take all these photos. You could just show them your work from home life or your office. It's just the little things like that.
Yeah, really cool. Absolutely. It's also a great way to educate your customers on what it's like to work with a travel advisor. That what we're finding is that new generations of travel advisors and new generations of potential customers, are growing up, hitting their career, looking for travel experiences. Some of them may literally not know what it's like to work with a travel advisor, the expertise, the services that you can provide. So it's a great way to educate with that. But I also want to underscore what Stephanie's saying of thinking about being where your potential customers are, where that audience is. If you are shooting for a young to kind of middle-aged family audience, where, parents with kids anywhere from 10 to 20 years old, Facebook's a good place to interact with those people. If you're focusing on maybe student travel or something like that, and you want to interact with high school or college age, MBA, grad school level ages, I'm going to be blunt. You should not be on Facebook. That is not where they're at. They're going to be on Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, etc. And you'll want to do some studying on how to best interact on those platforms with those people. To give you an example, like my wife and I were on Facebook, but I was on a sales call a while back, and they had an intern on it, and it came up in conversation that they're asking, hey, I forget his name, Josiah or something like that. What platforms are you on? Are you on Facebook? And he literally laughed. He laughed that we would even ask that are you on Facebook? He laughed. He's like, no, that's not, no, I wouldn't be on Facebook. So point being, you'd be surprised how much that changes generationally.
Yes, I had the same experience too. It's so sad.
And Amanda just commented, you make me feel old. Amanda, I'm right there with you. I'm 38. I've had many of these experiences as younger, fresher minds have been joining Travify. I realize I am not 20 years old anymore. So
yeah, I know. Well, yeah, 31. And I've still had that happen where they're like, you're on Facebook. I'm like, oh, I didn't know. It was like, well, and it's also too, I feel like it's really, I don't know. It's really also the demographic. It's demographics. It's the type, but do they have a lot of time? Because a lot of people, I mean, most people are on social media, but sometimes one that we really have not talked about that it's came up before is LinkedIn. LinkedIn is huge too, because if you're going for, you want, I guess any age, but really like luxury, just hire executives. I mean, that's LinkedIn. So it's also think about that kind of stuff too. And, lots of things that go into it. Patty said, what is the best platform for those 50 up? I'm definitely not coming off of just recent research. So I definitely recommend doing more recent research that's been, came out in the last year at least. But I'd say probably a little more Facebook. Would be my knee-jerk reaction on that, but definitely there's so much out there though. There's a ton of research that comes out all the time, and they're always updating it. Like HubSpot has a lot, but if you just Google, there's a lot of recent stuff out there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, really great. One thing I too want to talk about. So I know that we've unfortunately completed our 10, which is went very fast. But I do see a question here that I wanted to answer. So Debbie had asked, since you can't really post links on Instagram, can you talk about how to post to city guide ideas or lead magnet ideas specifically for that platform? That's a good question. So what we've been doing here at Travify is, and I'm sure there's other ones out there that you can use, but we use what's called Linktree. So it's literally Linktree. So if you just Google that, you'll find it. And it's free to use. I don't know at what point you start paying. I think it's for analytics is where you start paying. But you can put links in there. So then you put that as your main link in your Instagram bio. And then that way in all your posts, you can say, check out the link in my bio. And then when you go to the Linktree, actually, let me just show you here. I'll show you. Let me open our Instagram page here. If you go in here, you can see that's just this link tree right here. And then if you click that, see how it opens up. And this looks really good on mobile too. So then you can see like for this webinar today, all the different things that you can do, and you can just click on it. That's what I would recommend, because that's a really good question. You can't add links in there. So that would be my tip right away on that one. And I don't know. Yeah, Kristen had asked, is this going to be recorded? She's trying to take notes, but she's driving. So glad. But yes, we will get you this recorded. Go to our YouTube channel after this. Will be really great. But yeah, this has been really awesome. Again love this.
I'll take a quick question while you
go through for it.
Q&A. So we had an earlier question from Latasha on producing videos. Like how long should the videos be that you create and share? And it really depends on the type of video. Generally speaking, if you're just creating a typical video that you want to quickly share out with your audience, I would recommend no longer than 1 or 2 minutes for just a quick shareable video. Probably should be even shorter than that, 30 to 45 seconds. You can find lots of actual studies and data out there just by Googling, like, how long should my YouTube video be? How long should my Facebook video be for best engagement? There's study after study to see where audiences, viewers fall off, and you've got to hook them pretty quickly. So I would say 30, 45 seconds is great, no longer than 1 or 2 minutes. But then now, if you go back to our ideas of sharing like more in-depth videos around resort reviews or things like that, that's where totally okay to have a 5 to 10 minute video, because that's what your audience is wanting. They want the in-depth information on a destination or resort or something like that. And you can really start to show off your expertise of how you can help them.
Yeah, this is great. And I love it's super awesome. Patty said, does Travify offer social media specialists for hire? Oh, sorry. Maybe one day we'll have a little branch that's doing that.
There are lots of services out there that do that. So do a quick little bit of Google searching of social media contracting for the travel industry. You'll find some people to do that.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point. That is something we talked about, what are things that you can do yourself, but that is really important to note that there are sources, many sources out there that can help you do this also. The other thing too, kind of on that note, is if you go to academy.travify.com, you can check out, we have a lot of social media specific webinars from the past or content that you can check out. On our podcast episode, we had one a couple months ago where we were talking about new things, and I was learning so much on it. So highly recommend that as well. But this has been fun. I know if there's any questions too that we didn't get to, definitely send us an email at professional@travify.com. And then again, I'll get this up on academy.travify.com, but it'll be on our YouTube as well. So I'll have this up really shortly here. And thanks for joining us, Scott, too.
And last question, will you take a PDF of the presentation and share that on Academy as well?
I can definitely do that.
So I had a few questions. People just missed certain points. So we'll create a PDF document of the slide presentation that you guys saw here, and we'll post that on the recording page on academy.travify.com.
Perfect. Yeah, we'll definitely get that up there for you. But awesome. This was great.
So much fun. So much fun. Love connecting. Love seeing you all join in the webinars and stuff. Couple of questions on support training with Travify. Although we didn't cover that today, you can reach out to professional@travify.com if you have questions on anything having to do with your Travify account, billing functionality, things like that. They can also hook you up with a link where you can choose to join a training session or a webinar to get more assistance with your Travify account. Just wanted to mention that since that wasn't the core focus of the webinar.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely let us know. We are happy to help. And thanks so much, everyone, again. And we'll share this out there, but let us know how we can help in the meantime, though. But thanks, and enjoy the rest of your Tuesday.
Cool. Have a good weekend. Day, whatever it is. I'm
wait, it's not Thursday yet. Yeah.
We're close. I'm way ahead of myself. Have a great Tuesday, not a weekend. So
you freaked me out for a second because we're moving, and I was like, "Oh, wait a minute, what day is it?"
No.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. See you, everyone.
Thanks so much, everyone. See ya.